my quiet time, I read something very disturbing, and it was the letter to the church of Thyatira in Revelation. Jesus sends his letter from the Son of God, whose eyes are like flames of fire, whose feet are like polished bronze. And why is this significant? Well, first it says from the Son of God. He is referencing the title that was given to Caesar in this culture. Jesus is letting everyone know that Caesar is not the Son of God, that he is. That's Jesus' title. He's saying that earthly kings are pathetic versions of what the true king is. Next it says he has eyes like flames of fire. And this is a reference to Revelation 1:14 and to the piercing eyes of judgment. In other words, nothing can escape his eyes. Jesus says over and over, I know your works. How can he say this? How does he know? Friends, he sees everything. He is omniscient. There is nothing that hides from him. Not only is there nothing that hides from him on the surface, but the idea that Jesus has eyes of fire means that his eyes penetrate through the actual event itself to the intention of your very soul. He knows what you do and he knows why you do it. There's no escaping. And in case you're wondering if this is supposed to be an intimidating title, I think it's best we turn over to Revelation 19. Revelation 19:11-16 shows us the last window John sees through as he pens this vision. Look at this description of Jesus. John writes, I saw heaven open and a white horse was standing there. Its rider was named Faithful and True, for he judges fairly and wages a righteous war. His eyes were like flames of fire, and on his head were many crowns. A name was written on him that no one understood except himself. And he wore a robe dipped in blood, and his title was the Word of God. The armies of heaven, dressed in the finest of pure white linen, followed him on white horses. And from his mouth came a sharp sword to strike down the nations. He will rule them with an iron rod. He will release the fierce wrath of God the Almighty like juice flowing from the winepress. And on his robe at his thigh was written this title, King of all kings and Lord of all lords. That is what is evoked by the idea of Jesus having eyes like flames of fire. And see, the problem is the two prevailing images of Jesus in the minds of most people today is baby Jesus in the manger and God help us, feathered hair Jesus, Fabio looking European shampoo hair model who never says anything mean to anybody and just sprinkles spirit and grace all over everyone and has the baby lamb over his shoulder. These are the two prevailing images of Jesus Christ, especially in the Western world's imagination of who he is. The text I just read shows us King Jesus and the real Jesus. Terrifying and lovely, all powerful and worthy. This is tattoo on the thigh Jesus. This is I ain't playing around no more Jesus. This is I have given you thousands of years to turn from the beast and the dragon and to come into salvation that I purchased with my own life and my own blood. And you have chosen the beast and the dragon and time is up, Jesus. This is the Jesus that comes to reign and rule, not shampoo hair model Jesus that you think is coming where all are accepted into his presence. Newsflash, friends, the image you have of Jesus is not the Jesus of the Bible. We have been so deceived into thinking that the God of the left side of the Bible is different than the God of the right side of the Bible. No, friends, God is the same yesterday as he is today as he will be tomorrow. God doesn't change, and Revelation 19 tells us that Jesus is coming back and there's going to be no more grace. There's going to be no more time. There's going to be no more mercy. It will be too late once you see this king. But see, no one wants to talk about this. No one wants to talk about this Jesus because this Jesus isn't popular. This Jesus offends your hearts. But my friends, I'm here to plainly say I don't care about your feelings. I care about your relationship with Christ. I care about you knowing real truth. I care about the fact that a majority of our Christian society is dead asleep because they keep allowing Satan to pacify them with Netflix and entertainment and politics and all the other traps that you continue to fall into because of laziness and zero effort and zero fight. When will you wake up and realize that we're in a war and we must fight? Stop coming to social media to get the meme of the day or that 30-second TikTok of some fake preaching that isn't doing anything but leading you more astray and think that that's going to feed your soul. Open the Word and learn about the real Jesus. I implore you to make this a priority today. It is the most important thing that you will ever do. And the good news is, time is not up yet. Jesus is still showing us the beauty of common grace. The invitation is still there and all are welcome, no matter what. And while there is time, I want to do what God is calling me to. I want to blow the whistle. I want to be a herald of truth. And I want to invite you to turn from the world and turn to King Jesus.